Hey, what's up, shorties? It's your girl ZJ Lorena back again with another video. Period. Love that for me. Alright, y'all, so I told y'all I'm back. We're gonna keep the content rolling, keep the videos, keep the bangers, all that. So it is currently 1:29, but 1:30 in the morning, and I'm filming this story time. I know. So I posted on my Instagram, my close friends. I said it's dumb late and I want to film a story time, so quick, pick one. And most people picked Bust My Ex Window. So that's the story time we're gonna be doing, as you can tell by the title. I'm not gonna ramble, we just gonna get straight into it. Make sure you drop a like, a comment, subscribe. Yeah, let's get into it. So I was dealing with this dude. We gonna name the dude Nasty. The only person that's gonna know why this name is my best friend. So bestie, if you watching this, yeah. So we're gonna name the dude Nasty. Me and Nasty met through my best friend. Him and my best friend go to the same college. I went down to my best friend's college to visit, and it was her homecoming week, and that's how I met Nasty. Now, when I met Nasty, first of all, I wasn't going down there to find a nigga. Like, it wasn't like I was going down there to be in nobody's face. My best friend was on some like, no, I'm finna put all the niggas in your face. And I was like, I'm not really down. I'm not coming down for that. Like, I'm just trying to kick it with my best friend, enjoy her homecoming weekend, and then dip. So she had been telling me that Nasty wanted me and this, that, and the third, and he was so excited that her best friend was coming down here, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, whatever, not really paying too much attention to it. When I first got down there, y'all, Nasty had not one but two bitches in the house. Like, one came in, went upstairs, then left, then like 5-10 minutes later another one came in, stayed upstairs a little bit longer, then left. And I was just like, damn, already?
What's that? Why does it sound like somebody chewing on? Sound like somebody crushing FedEx boxes or something back there by that door. Somebody in there. What's up with all of that noise in there and stuff like that? It sounds like somebody crushing boxes.
Shit. Yeah, so from that point, Nasty was out of there, if I'm being completely honest. He was done. Like, I text my best friend 2 thumbs down. Like, it was wraps for him. Like, flag on the play. Like, it was done. It was over. There was nothing to talk about. Like, I already wasn't on that type of timing, but even if I was, like, you just ruined it. Like, so after that, Nasty was like just trying his best to, like, you know, get the playback in motion. Like, he was trying. He ended up telling me like he didn't sleep with both of them. He smoked with one of them and slept with the other one, but that's neither here nor there. It was still like, really, like, my first night. And then he said like he felt like I wasn't like messing with him for real, so he was just like, fuck it. But I'm just like, damn, like, I just got here. Like, I just got here. I don't know you. I'm not gonna be like, oh, like, you know, I'm not gonna do all that. So, but Nasty ended up winning me over because I got super drunk one night when we had went out to this mansion party. He had took care of me. He was real respectful. He wasn't trying to, you know, get down on me just because I was drunk. And he had carried me into the house and he put me in his bed. He kept a respectful distance. Like, he was just real respectful. He ain't try to take my clothes off. He ain't trying no funny business, like nothing like that. So I started to like get to know Nasty and like really, like, I was around him all the time and stuff like that. I like really saw a different side of him type shit. So I started fucking with him for real. We was fucking with each other real heavy while I was down there. It wasn't no more bitches around, none of that. Around this time, it's about time for everybody to go back home and go back to their like regular lives and stuff like that. And me and Nasty, like, we knew that we wanted to keep talking to each other, but we knew it was gonna be hard because like it's long. Oh, and mind y'all, Nasty's not from there. Nasty's actually from Chicago as well. So it was like, you know, so we knew it was gonna be hard to like continue it or whatever, like long distance and stuff like that. And we both had our like our, you know, but decided to continue it anyway and just like see what happens. Y'all, when I got back home, man, when I tell you, me and this man was arguing non-stop. Like, we was just constantly bumping heads over, like, it was like the same shit, but it was like every single day, every single second. Like, we was just always arguing, bumping heads about something. So it was a point in time where like we just wasn't talking. Like, we just kept arguing, kept getting into it. And then he started talking to other girls. Well, I don't think he stopped talking to other bitches, but like he started talking to other bitches again. I started talking to other niggas. So it was like one of them, like we was just on and off all the time. Thanksgiving comes and it's time for them to come home for Thanksgiving break. So my best friend comes home. When my best friend comes home, she tries to like play matchmaker. Like, her and my brother try to play matchmaker and like try to get us back talking because they know that me and him aren't talking, for one, and two, that he's coming home after them. Like, he coming home, like they came home and then he came home like 2 days after. They're trying to get us to like, you know, get back on good terms so that when he come, then everybody can be, you know, on good terms. This man just kept wanting to argue with me.
There's a time and place for everything.
And I said, shut up.
So. Right. Because you're childish. You know what I'm saying?
You're childish. Because you shouldn't be telling me what to do.
I wasn't telling you what to do. I told you there was a time and place.
You're still trying to tell me what to do. You're not my mom.
This man just kept wanting to argue with me. I'm steady yelling at him like, I just want my man. I just want to live happily ever after. Da, 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 da. He was not trying to hear that shit. Like, he wanted to get his point across and he wanted to just talk his shit, and that was just going to be that. So we had ended up getting into it even worse and like real bad. He had said some shit, I had said some shit, and I blocked him. He comes home and we see each other at my brother's house or whatever, my best friend's boyfriend. We see each other at his house, but we don't speak to each other at all. Probably like a day or two later, he calls me from his second phone. So I had the number saved, but like I didn't think to block it when I blocked his main number and his Instagram. So he called me and it popped up and I'm like, he called me while I was at my second job. I answer and I'm like, hello. He like,
unblock my main number so that we can talk.
I don't have time for this shit, bro. Like, I don't have time to argue no more. I don't have time.
Bro, I'm not gonna argue with you. Like, I just wanna talk, blah, blah, blah.
Alright, cool. I unblock him. He asked me to come over there so that we can talk. I end up going over there after work and we talked it out and stuff like that. But really, he didn't want to talk nothing out. Like, first of all, he was drunk and I didn't even know that he was drunk when I went over there. He was drunk and he just wanted to hug on me and kiss on me and love on me and stuff, which I knew already because literally when we was arguing, I literally told him like, you're only arguing with me because you miss me. Like, we had ended up getting back cool. Mind you, it's Thanksgiving, so like, you know, family oriented time. So I had ended up meeting his family. We're on the best of terms that we've been on since I left from when I went down to visit them at school. So like, we're on really good terms. Like, we're communicating, we're not arguing, we're not getting into it. Like, we're just enjoying each other's company, each other's presence, enjoying the family time. Like, he introducing me as his lady. Like, we're on really good terms. Like, really good terms, right? He will leave his phone around me all the time. Like, there was not a time where he was like real secretive with his phone, like doing like none of that. So one particular time we was at his father's house and he had left his phone right next to me. This girl texted him and we're just gonna name this girl BM. So BM texted him and was like, me and her baby name miss you. Seeing it, I didn't think like, oh, this is somebody that he was messing with. Like, I thought of it as like a family. I was honestly, genuinely, I was confused by the message. I was very confused and I was trying to make it make sense, but it wasn't. And then like the messages that they had before that was like arguing. So it was like, but it wasn't like couple arguing. It was like family members, sister, auntie, cousin, something along the lines of that type of arguing. Like, it didn't give when me and him argue. It didn't give you're arguing with your bitch, you know? Like, it didn't give that. I basically just tell him like, somebody texts you, and he picks up his phone. I swear to God, y'all, he does this. He picks it up, puts it back down next to me, goes and does what he does, right? Then he comes back to grab his phone. Then he gives me a kiss or something. Then he comes back to grab his phone. Then he goes upstairs. Now, mind y'all, I told y'all he leaves his phone around me all the time, like have me responding to his messages, all type of shit. So why are you grabbing your phone and go upstairs? You're responding to that bitch. Y'all, I told y'all that we on like real good terms. So I'm not trying to tweak. I'm not trying to ruin the good vibes. Like, I'm not trying to do none of that. I'm just trying to like just enjoy it, right? Okay, cool. So we have a heart-to-heart. We was talking about like why we couldn't be in a relationship type shit, like what was holding us back, what was stopping us and stuff like that. So we just had a heart-to-heart and we was just talking, and he basically told me that he had a situation that he was dealing with that he wasn't over, like with his ex or whatever. And here it is, I'm thinking like we can't move forward because we keep arguing like while we're away from each other and stuff like that, when it's a whole nother like situation going on. My feelings was a little hurt because like, yeah, like I developed like these strong feelings for him. Like, we was telling each other like we love each other and stuff like that. I'm meeting family and you're introducing me as your lady and stuff like that. But when it comes time to really talk about like the nitty gritty and like our relationship and like being official, now you're telling me, oh wait, still got feelings for my ex. I'm still trying to figure it out with my, not figure it out with my ex, but like I still got unfinished business with my ex. So kind of hurt a little bit, and there was some other stuff in there that kind of hurt too. But so I still decided to stay. Like, he definitely gave me an option to like leave him alone or stay or whatever, and I just decided to stay. After that whole little ordeal or whatever, we had a talk, and I was just basically like, you have to actively be getting over that situation, and no bitches, like no other bitches, no, like it's just like about me and you getting over her. When we had this talk, he had already left back for school. This was like a day or 2 days after. Mind y'all, we left on good terms. Like, everything was cool. Like, we was sad that he was leaving. I was crying. He was sad. I was still at his house when he left, like kicking it with his mom type shit. Like, it was just, we were just in a very great space. That's all I can say. We was in a very great space. We had the little talk, and the talk goes good, and I feel like we have a, he was a little skeptical with the talk. Like, he kept saying like, oh, what if I mess up, and what if this, and what if this, and what if this, and what if this, and what if this. And I'm just like, bro, what are you on? Like, I even told him, like, if you feel like you're gonna cheat, because it's like technically not cheating because we're not in an official relationship, but it's still cheating because, like, you know, if you, the girl is that get it, like, that was my man without being my man, but it was my man. Like, we were not officially together. Like, that's why I keep doing like quotation marks and shit, because we weren't officially together, but like we was together, you know. Like, if you get it, you get it. If you don't, then I don't know. It's like he was just like saying stuff that was kind of like throwing me a little bit. Like, it kind of made me feel like what are you saying? Like, are you all ready? Like, are you like what? Like, why are you so hesitant to make this promise and make this commitment to me? Like, you know, if you feel like you need to step out, if you feel like you're finna go like do something that's gonna hurt me, then just come talk to me about it. He made the promise or whatever. That was that. Like, a week and a half went by. I think I had missed my period, or I was supposed to come on and I didn't. It was something that was going on. I think I was feeling weird. Something was going on. I don't know, but I wasn't thinking nothing of it. All right, cool. So like one day I woke up at like 4 in the morning for no apparent reason. Like, just woke up and I was like, man, I gotta pee. So I went to the bathroom. I had a pregnancy test under the sink, and I was like, whatever. So I took it, looked at it, it was negative. Didn't think nothing of it, put it down, went back to sleep. Up later that morning, later that day, and I went to go use the bathroom, and I looked on the counter, and the shit was positive. It had another line, and I was like, I don't remember that line being there. I don't remember that line being there when I went to sleep. That line was not there when I went to sleep. That line said, hello, mother, like, what? Like,
hello, motherfucker.
Jaw, like, to the ground, like, what the, like, what are you even talking about right now? Like, how is this even possible? I was already sick. And I was already like damn near losing my voice and all of that. Like, it was bad already. So I was already sick. That whole like week or so when he was gone, I was already sick, coughing, having to call off work. Like, it was bad. Like, I was already under the weather. So I went to the doctors, and I found out I had an upper respiratory infection, and I also found out that I was pregnant. Like, there's no way. Like, I was just like, are you serious right now? Like, this shit is crazy. So they had told me when I was supposed to go in for my first, or when I could go in for my first ultrasound, and like, it was just a lot. It was just a lot going on. I didn't tell my best. I was on the phone with my best friend damn near that whole day. Didn't say anything to her, and I didn't say anything to him. So I was gonna be off of work for like a week damn near, because I had an upper respiratory infection. They gave me like this medication, so they told me to stay off of work for like the next week or so. So I'm on the phone with my best friend, and she's like, well, Bess, you should just drive down here so you're not by yourself, da 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 da, this and third. I'm like, okay, cool. So right then and there, we came up with this master plan for me to drive 8 hours down to her school and be down there the whole time I was off work. Let's do it. Let's make it a surprise for her, Nasty. She stayed on the phone with me the whole time, and I went down. I drove up to her school. He had work. He was working overnight, so he didn't get off until 4 in the morning. I got down there like literally right as he was going into work at like 11 something. Something I want y'all to keep in mind: when he got back home, or when he got back to school from home, he hadn't been staying at his house. Her boyfriend and Nasty are roommates. They all stay in the house together. Since they had went back to school for Thanksgiving, Nasty had not been at the house. Nasty had been at his sister's house. So when I was coming down there, we were trying to figure out how to get him to come home instead of going to his sister's house afterwards. Like, he was spending the night at his sister's house. He was going to class from his sister's house, going to work from his sister's house. Like, he really wasn't coming home. 4 in the morning comes, and I texted him, said, babe, he said, yeah, why is you up? I said, I was waiting for you to get off. I can't sleep. He said, why? Because you sick? I said, no, because it don't feel right sleeping in your bed without you. So that was like the little hint or whatever. And so he was asking me where I was at and told me to grab my cat, and I was like, I'm at home. And then I said I didn't bring her, and he asked me where I was at again, and then I said home, and then he said in Hammond, because at the time I was living in Hammond, Indiana. And I was like, no. And then he said, where? And I said, where you think? And he said, you drove out here? And I said, yeah. And then he said, so you drove out here? I said, yeah. And then he said, why ain't you sick, and why you ain't say nothing? And I said it was supposed to be a surprise. And then that's where the shit started. He said, that's something you should let someone know. You never know what's going on, and do not start doing too much. I'm just telling you. So I said, cool. Then he said, now you finna make me mad. And then I said, okay, Nasty, good night. And then that's where we just started arguing or whatever. From that, I didn't think it was a bitch. I didn't think he was being sneaky. I didn't think anything like that. It was just like, why would you possibly be arguing with me? And I just told you that I'm down here. Like, I would have thought like you would have been racing home or like excited or something like that, you know, but like it was the complete opposite. I was just thrown. Like, I just didn't understand how we went from such good terms to arguing like that. Like, he didn't come home. He did not come home, and it was just like, okay. I didn't even sleep in the bed. Like, I slept on the couch. And the next day he came in and he didn't really say nothing to me. And then I ended up getting on the phone with his mom, just talking to her, and she just like, I wouldn't be dealing with that if I was you, and I would get in my car and go home if you feel uncomfortable, blah blah blah, this and that. And he comes in there and he's like, you feeding my mama lies and blah blah, or no, yeah, he like, you on the phone with my mom feeding my mama lies and da da da.
Time the camera came on, you would do certain shit, and that's why I look so shocked, bro.
Now, I hate when people lie. Do not lie.
Rolly.
Because yes, the fuck you did.
So I just get up and I try to leave the room. When I get up and I try to leave the room, he's blocking the doorway, and I'm just like, bro, move. Like, and he eventually gets out the way. So then I go downstairs and I continue to talk to his mom. He just keeps like kind of talking shit a little bit. We end up leaving. Me and my best friend end up leaving and going to do something. We come back, he's still there and he's doing whatever. So me and my best friend, we go in the room and we start doing this waxing challenge. He texted my phone, but I didn't have my phone. She had my phone. He basically texted and bring me my jacket. My best friend read it and was like doing this, like, take it off. She didn't read the message to me. She just said, nasty text you. So I took the jacket off and she put it in his room, closed his door, and then she came back in and was like, I don't have time. And I was like, what? She was like, nothing. And we kept doing what we was doing. And then all of a sudden he started yelling like, and if I tell you to fucking do something, you, and just a lot. And so I look at my phone and I see that that's what he said. And I'm like, the fuck? So then she's like, I did that. I put the jacket in your room. And it get quiet for a little bit. And he was like, well, I still said what I said, and da 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 da, and like start talking shit again. And she's like, but I still don't understand what you're saying, because she didn't even do it. It was me. I had her phone. I read the message. I put the jacket in your room. What's the problem? You said you wanted the jacket. What's the issue? So then they start going back and forth. And then he tried to like fake kick us out. It was just a lot going on. And then he like texted my best friend boyfriend telling him to get her, and it was just a lot of like back and forth for no reason. My best friend boyfriend was just like, bro, they need to figure that shit out. Like, I don't want to be in a house walking on eggshells because people got attitudes. I was just like, okay, fuck it. So I went in his room and I was like, do you want to talk like adults or continue to like bicker back and forth like kids? He was just like, oh, I tried to talk to you earlier and just like in his feelings about shit. So I was just like, you know what, all right, we don't gotta talk, but I just wanted to let you know, like, me coming down here was supposed to be a surprise, and I wanted to tell you in person that I took a test and it came out positive. I went to the doctor and allegedly I'm pregnant. I'll let you know how the first appointment goes. Then we start arguing, like, bad. We start arguing to the point where my best friend left the house. We're literally having a screaming match, like so heated. I had started crying. I was just at each other's throats. When we stopped arguing, we didn't really like come to an agreement or like an understanding. It was just like a standstill. I'm tired of arguing, you're tired of arguing, let's just stop arguing. So then the next day, I want to say everything was cool, everything was like handy dandy. We just continued to basically pick up where we left off when he came back to school from Thanksgiving break. Like, we picked up there, like it was just like kind of like on good terms type shit. So then that night he went to work. When he came in, he had woke me up or whatever, and then, you know, we chopped it up for a little bit, and then he went to sleep. So when he went to sleep, I couldn't sleep because I was, you know, sleep the whole time he was at work. I was up watching TV. The show goes off, so I'm looking for a remote, can't find a remote. So I get up and I'm like looking around the bed for the remote. His phone lights up. His phone is like sitting on like this shelf, like, so the way his bed was, it's like a big ass bed. There's like like the shelf is like a part of the headboard of the bed type shit. So like he got a notification or whatever, didn't think nothing of it. I'm looking for the remote. I'm getting closer and closer to his side. He was the last person to have the remote before we fell asleep. He's the one that put on the damn show. So I'm looking around him. Y'all know the 2-minute mark for iPhone. So the phone lights up again. When the phone lights up again, it says BM's name, the same name from Thanksgiving. Mind you, at this point it's like 5 in the morning. why would, if it's an emergency, a family member is gonna call you. No, none of the guys are like, it's not the group chat. What could possibly be going on at 5 in the morning that she would be texting you? I'm a stalker. I'm a stalker. I am an investigator. I am an FBI. I'm all of the above. So the first time when I see her name, I went and I looked for her on Instagram, and I found her Instagram, and she did not look like a female that he would mess with, like, at all. Like, she did not look like, it was literally giving sis, aunt, cousin, family member. Like, it wasn't giving that was somebody that he was gonna mess with. And I even showed my best friend, and she said the same thing, so I know I'm not tripping. I open his phone and I look at the message, and it says, "This is insane." Yo, I scrolled up in this man messages, and I just saw hell. I wish I could have just locked the phone back and pretended like I never seen it. Like, it was just so much disrespectful shit. Like, their messages basically mirrored our messages. Like, he was saying shit to her that he would say to me. He was real lovey-dovey. Like, when he would tell me that he was like spending the night over his sister's house, he was going over his sister's house, but the girl was over there with her kid, and they was caked up and had a whole little family going on and stuff. And like, he was claiming her kid as his kid, and she was referring to him as the father of her kid, and like her one and stuff like that. And like, they had like a whole secret thing going. I mean, it wasn't secret to everybody else, it was just secret to me. He was sleeping with her and stuff, which was not a part of the agreement at all. And yeah, it was just real disrespectful. It was videos, pictures, all types of shit in there. It was very, very, very disrespectful. Thanksgiving, I had put hickeys on his neck, and so she saw the hickeys, and she was saying shit like, "Oh, that hurt my feelings, and I'll hurt her," and da-da-da-da. He was just like, he was downplaying the fuck out of me. Like, he was making it seem like I was just some random bitch, like I hold no weight. I was just like in shock, because like I said, we were on the best terms. So it was like, it was no reason for you to be doing the shit that you were doing. It was no reason for you to, you know, like, so I thought. So I'm just like, okay. There was so many things running through my mind, so many like things like to do, and like how to react, and it was just so much going on. So I ended up texting back, and I basically texted her back, and I said like, "I'm not some random bitch sucking on his neck. I'm somebody carrying his child, but y'all got a little family going on, so y'all live happily ever after with that." And then I locked the phone and I put it back. She had texted back or whatever, but I didn't care at that point. I had rolled the wood, went downstairs, sat outside, and just like, yeah. I had talked to my sister. I had sent the shit to my best friend. I knew she wasn't up, but first thing when she seen it, I knew she was gonna respond. He woke up sick as hell. Like, he woke up sick, throwing up, not feeling good, all that. And I was right there taking care of him. I was rubbing his back. I got a warm towel, put it over his face, was wiping his mouth. Like, I acted oblivious. I acted like I didn't see what I saw. I acted like I acted completely normal, like it was nothing. I took him to work, and we get like 5 minutes away from his job, like 5 minutes. Like, we're damn near finna pull in, and he brings it up. Like, mind you, the whole car ride is like completely silent for the most part. He like, "So what you was doing this morning?" And I was just playing dumb. "What you mean? Like, what's going on? Da da da." And he basically brings up the situation and was just asking me like, "How did you get there? Like, how did this happen? And like, what made you do what you did?" And blah blah blah. Like, I was so calm that I think it was scaring him, because I wasn't yelling, I wasn't putting my hands on him, I wasn't like crying, I just wasn't saying anything. Like I was just like, I was numb. And so the fact that I didn't have no reaction, I feel like that's what was scaring him and why he kept like pressing it and kept trying to talk about it. But I was just like, it is what it is. Because truth be told, I didn't know how to react. I didn't know how I wanted to react. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't even know how to feel for real. Like it was just like, I don't think it like completely hit me yet. I think he called me and we was on the phone. He just kept asking about it, like kept asking like, so you don't have nothing to say? You're not gonna say anything? Like nothing. It's like, nope, nope, I don't have nothing to say. Like it is what it is. Another one of the guys, he had came over the house and he basically started talking to me about like why I did what I did, and he was like, you should have never texted her, and you just opened up a whole nother can of worms and started some more drama and da, da, da. And it was like, I don't give a fuck, I don't care, because y'all are blaming me and saying that I should have never did this when whole time he should have never did that. Like if he would have never did that, then I would have never had the opportunity to do what I did. Y'all see, like I felt like everybody was trying to tell me like how I was supposed to react. And it's like, I don't want to react that way because I know how I get, and I know I can get very, very violent, and I know I can get very, very crazy. So I try to steer away from that. But when people are telling me like that's what you want to see, I'm like, oh, okay, play ball, you know? He was drinking or whatever, and he just kept like texting me and calling me and texting me and calling me. And it just like started getting worse. Like it just started escalating. I hung up in his face, which is one of his pet peeves. So he was like real mad and like got in his feelings, was like, all right, we don't gotta talk no more and da 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 da. Just to explain a little bit, the girl and his sister are sisters of some type. I don't know what type of sisters, but they're sisters of some type. And he was going over there to help take care of his nieces and nephews. The girl was over there, the girl be over there too with her kid, and so by default he was taking care of her kid, and then that's how that whole situation happened. And when he first explained it to me, it was just given like, you're fucking her to see her kid, like you're playing house, like you telling me you over your sister's house but you got a bitch over there. Like it was just worse. Like every time he tried to explain it, it just got worse. And then the homie that was talking to me, he knew about it too. And then you call me sis and you're trying to sit here and tell me XYZ, but you knew. Like it just kept getting worse. It's by me texting her, like I started trouble. Like he wasn't gonna be able to go over there to see the kids no more. And I'm just like, you really think I give a fuck? Because I don't. I'm trying to argue with me mixed with liquor. It just wasn't the moves at all. So when we went back to the house, it was lit for him. Like I said, like I was like, bro, it's lit for you when we get back to the crib, like for real. So we got back to the crib and he wasn't there. Best friend had rolled the wood, we smoked, and I fell asleep. I woke up and he was there, and we were about to actually leave to go to the probate. So I told my best friend before we left to go to the probate, I needed to handle some business basically. And what I meant by that was, so when we was on the phone, when I was out with my best friend having brunch and mimosas, I had asked him, I'm like, when we was arguing, I'm like, we had an agreement, like you lied, like you broke a promise, this and third. This motherfucker tell me, oh, I fucked her before the agreement. So you thought that was a free pass to keep fucking her after? So I needed to hear that in person. I needed to see that come out his mouth. So I went in the room, we get to arguing, and this time we got to tussling because he was like on his phone, so I took his phone and tossed it, and then he kept trying to turn the music up and shit, so I had turned off the speaker and put it outside the room. Like I was on go. Like that nap did nothing but give me more energy. I was still drunk. Like it was like, yeah, it was go time. He had like tried to slam me on the bed or whatever, and I had like him wrapped up in like a headlock situation, and I had his hair, and it was just a lot. All that happened, we got physical, and then after that I was just like, all right, cool, now we can leave. My stuff was in his room, so I walked out, and when I tried to go walk back in to get my stuff, he had pushed me, and there was a door cage right there, so he pushed me into the door cage and closed the door or whatever. Best friend was like, come on bro, like we're not doing that, like just let me get her stuff, da da da. And he was like, no, I'm gonna throw her shit outside and blah blah blah, this and the third. So I'm like, just get my shit so I can leave. And he just kept saying like he was gonna throw it outside, this and the third. So I'm like, all right, now we're not leaving. I'm not leaving without my shit. Told my best friend to take me to her dorm, and I was like, I'm not going nowhere until I get my shit. So we kept going back and forth, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna start breaking every fucking thing in this house if I don't get my shit. So keep fucking playing with me. And he was like, if you touch anything, if you break anything, da 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 da. Vacuum cleaner went down the stairs. I'm not gonna lie, like I was just on dummy. Like, it was what it was at that point. Like I just started seeing red. Like it was like go time, Tasmanian devil. Kept telling her to take me to her dorm. She kept saying I can't take her to my dorm if you don't let me get her stuff. So as she was getting my stuff, I had went downstairs, and I'm just pacing. He comes downstairs, start getting in my face, telling me to get out, this and that, blah blah. And I'm like, I said I'm not going nowhere without my shit. And he was like, well, she's getting your shit. I'm like, okay, so when my shit comes down the stairs, then I'll go out the door. He kept getting in my face and like trying to manhandle me and like grabbing on me and stuff like that. And I'm just like, bro, stop touching me. Like move out my face. I'm not doing shit. Like I'm chilling. Like all I want is my shit. You're letting her get my shit, and I'm not gonna touch nothing else. He kept trying to grab on me, kept trying to throw. Y'all ever seen that scene in Diary of a Mad Black Woman, Tyler Perry, where Charles was trying to throw Helen out the house? That's what he was doing.
I am not leaving! What? No! No!
Think you ain't going?
No!
You leaving, right? You leaving.
What?
Get up! You better get up!
And so we got to tussling some more, and then my best friend started trying to break us up, because at this point we was like damn near full-blown fighting. He had put me on her back, and it was just a lot going on, and he was like trying to throw me out the house type shit. And he kept, matter of fact, I had on this jacket, the matching jogging pants, and no shoes. And he kept like grabbing the jacket or whatever, and I had a bra on under it, so I like came out the jacket. And so at this point I'm out, or like we tussling at the door, and I don't have on no shoes. I have on just jogging pants and a bra. And so he kept trying to slam me outside. It was wet outside because it was raining. It was concrete and grass. Like it was just a lot going on. And so I wasn't going. Like I tapped into my strength as much as I could, and I was just holding on. She was trying to get us to let each other go. I let him go, but he kept grabbing me, and so that's what made me come out the jacket. When I came out the jacket, he was still trying to grab me. She like, bro, nasty, let her go. And he like, nah, because she got me fucked up. I went back to grabbing him, and then he tried to slam me outside on the concrete, and at that point I really blacked out. And next thing I know, on the neighbor's patio or whatever, or porch or whatever you want to call it, there was a folding chair, and I took the folding chair and I threw it through the front window, through the living room window.
Stop it. Get some help.
And I just remember my best friend like, Zanaya, no. And then her jaw just dropped, and I just heard the glass break, and I was like, oh shit, like I just did that. So then I had went to go sit in the car, because I was like, this is like, I am wilding right now. Like my best friend, like, and I'm just like, he really just took me there. Like so then he was like, now I'm gonna beat the fuck out of her, da 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 da. And he had came to the door to the car door and kept trying to open the car door, kept trying to like taunt me to get out the car, like, oh, you bad, get out the car, get out the car. And I'm just thinking in my head, like, I really just threw a chair through your living room window and you think it's a good idea for me to get out the car? Like, I have no regard for shit right now. Like, I'm just wilding the fuck out. Like, you want me to get out the car and try to fight a grown-ass man and think I'm finna fight fair? I'm finna if I picked up a chair and threw it through the window, what you think I'm gonna do to you? Like, just the logic that was going through my head. Like, so I'm really trying my best to calm myself down, because at this point I know I'm like over, you know, hype. Just keep taunting me out this window, like, do your big one, stand on business, get out the car, da-da-da, I'm finna beat your ass, you finna get scraped, blah, blah, don't be scary, this and the third. Then he starts calling people. He starts calling people, calling bitches to come jump me.
Wait a minute!
And so at this point, this was my best friend getting pissed off, because she like, oh, hell no, like, y'all fighting is one thing, y'all going through y'all shit is one thing, but the minute you start calling outside motherfuckers into this, yeah, you're tweaking.
You done lost your damn mind. When you get your damn mind, you call me.
And so she brought me a hoodie or a jacket or something to put on. I think she brought me this one or a different one. And she brought me some shoes, and she was like, get the fuck ready. Get the fuck ready. I don't know who he on the phone with. Talking about you finna get scraped. Talking about these bitches finna do you in. But get the fuck ready. Get ready right now. And so I was like, shit, it is what it is. I definitely said some shit to him. He got shit going on with the police, so I definitely said like, oh, I'm finna play police games and this, da, 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 da. Was I? No, because truth be told, the police pulled up. I didn't throw a chair through this man's window. Come on now, like, let's be fucking for real. We're all going to jail. Like, and then, yeah, I'm not even gonna say too much on this camera, but yeah, we were all going to jail. So no, I wasn't gonna do that. It was just heat of the moment, saying shit, hitting below the belt, all that. He said some shit, oh, the baby not mine, and if it's mine, it's under their ball, whatever. So yeah, no, I didn't get jumped. We didn't even fight or anything like that. After that, I ended up sleeping at the dorm by myself, and then the next morning I left back to Chicago. I ended up texting the girl, and I texted the girl and basically just apologized, because that's one thing that I understood where homie was coming from when he was saying like, oh, you didn't have to text her and stuff like that, and you know, you kind of involved her. Like, I understand she was involved, but you kind of involved her in y'all shit, and like, you should have just kept it with him type shit and just cussed him out and this and the third. So I understood that. So I apologized and was very genuine and was being a woman, and she goes back and reports to him. She goes back and tries to tell on me to him. So now he's sitting there texting my best friend, going off, my best friend calling me, because we talked that morning, but it was just like to make sure that I was up and on the road type shit. So then she calling me like, what the fuck did you do, and why is Nasty on my phone going in, talking about, and I'm like, what? She like, did you text that girl? I'm like, yeah, but I texted her and I apologized and I sent it to her. And she was like, there's nothing even wrong with it, and it was just a lot going on. And he basically felt like I was trying to throw him under the bus and whatever. And so that happened. Then me and him got into it again, because he kept trying to say, like, first he said I was lying about the pregnancy, and he said it wasn't his, and whatever nigga I was fucking before he came home, that I need to go tell him that he got a baby on the way, and I was trying to pin a baby on him, and it was just a lot. And like, we ended up getting into it again, because I'm just like, you're nobody to pin a baby on and all of that. Me and his mama ended up talking. She was disappointed in me because she told me like I should have went home instead of staying and dealing with that bullshit. So she was disappointed, and she was upset about the window, of course, and all of that. And he had told her I was throwing his phone and that I almost broke his phone, which wasn't true. He was just gassing it. After that, oh, I blocked him, or he blocked me, but we blocked each other basically. Yeah, I'm not toxic, I'm not crazy. Well, I may be a little crazy, but I'm not toxic, and I'm not like crazy in the head or anything like that. I've never done anything like that in my life. That was like a heat in the moment, like when I just got really angry, and I really try to control my anger and my emotions, which is why I try not to put myself in a position where, or put myself in positions or situations where I have to act like that or act out of character, because that's not my character. I definitely regret some of the things I said, and I definitely regret doing that. But it's like, I mean, shit, it happened. Nobody should ever be able to make you act that way, make you act in a way that you don't want to act, make you act crazy, make you act like off, make you act toxic or anything like that. Like, nobody should ever be able to have that much power and control over you to where they can make you act the way that you don't want to act. I'm still a work in progress. I'm still, you know, I'm still human. I make mistakes and I get angry and I do shit, but never that. Like, that was OD. That's my story time on me breaking my ex's window after catching him cheating or whatever. And yeah, thank you guys for listening to my TED Talk. Stay tuned for more videos. Make sure you comment down below more video suggestions that y'all would like to see. And until next time, I love you guys. Mwah.